Hello. Hello, dear Aquarius. I know this looks strange because the cards are already laid out here for you. Okay, just want to let you know I don't want to lose the reading because I was halfway through and it was very significant. There was a complete, utter system crash, so I had to reboot everything. So I already know these cards, and I already know the card on the bottom of the deck. So we're going to start again, pretend like nothing ever happened, and just have fun, just like we do anyway. Okay? So, dear Aquarius, pretend I'm shuffling. And then I put down the cards like, okay, one, two, here we go. Here's the general vibe, okay, for June for you, all right? And then here's the energy where you're coming from, like maybe coming out of May or like the whole of 2017 so far. And here's where things are right now, like the ever present now as it continues through June. Okay, and here is where you're heading. I think of this as a journey through the heart. If you can sort of see what I'm doing here, you get it? It's not a love reading, but I like to work from heart energy, okay, as opposed to just the brain or like textbooks or something. So at this card here, we're talking about the energy moving forward into like what you could call destiny or your future or the life unfolding through the month. And with this card here, it's kind of a pivotal card. It's about like, how are we going to handle this moving forward, given the energy and the momentum already in play? Because when you're moving forward, by definition, you're facing into the unknown, which is unknown, which by definition can be a little scary. So you have to like anticipate, make plans. I mean, you can go just using reflex behavior on trust to the autopilot if you want, but to some degree, I think most of you know that you have a significant play in creating your own destiny, and that leads to energy that comes towards you. In other words, energy that you have attracted, or energy that you wish to attract, or energy that's coming at you that you've attracted that you didn't even know you attracted. But that's this kind of energy here, moving further and deeper into it. And as you come to a deeper realization of how the month is unfolding, you start to get more and more clarity, and you get this like hope and dream and fear card here, like, holy hope, I hope it works out like this and this and this, or like, I hope it doesn't turn into this and this and this, because it's almost one and both the same thing. And this is where it all seems to be heading, or could be. It's like a potential type energy type card. And underneath, what I like to think of as the weather would be the bottom card here, which again, I already know, but I'm going to pretend like I never saw it before, and we're going to start the reading now. Click. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome. Here's your spread. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles, okay? And so what this was telling me, it's still telling me, is that you may be concerned, deeply concerned about your financial stability and just holding stability, locking into your power, getting the pillars and foundations of life in order, like the four pillars, just like if you're building a nice little simple house or something. 3 is okay, but it can topple. 5, you don't necessarily need it. 4 is like energy of power, okay? So if that's the general vibe in the background weather, it's energy that's really kind of beyond your control. It's just like the weather, it's just what it is. All I'm suggesting is that with this little energy here in the background, you may be overly concerned or very seriously concerned about energies of stability and power and locking it down so that there is stability in case you are unstable and you would like stability, especially if you're very concerned about money issues, okay? It's understandable. We all are to some extent, okay? But it might be a big priority right now for you in order so that you can have this sense of like worldly stability, okay? So let's just move on. That's just the weather. What's the actual vibe here? Let's have a look. Well, ho, ho, ho. What do you know? The Eight of Pentacles. Well, there's a surprise. So there you are, deeply engrossed, deeply concerned, deeply immersed in your work in your activities, doing the best, almost like striving to the point of no distractions. There's nothing else going on. And okay, that's kind of cool. It's very, very noble, but it can also be a little bit grim at times. And it's very satisfying having a cool job and doing this and working very, very hard, but it's also, it can be a real grind if there is something lacking, like a sense of mission or a purpose or meaning to it all. Then it just becomes heartless and empty. And so, um, and it can also, what can happen is it can distance you from the things that you really, really want. Now, you may be actually focusing very hard on what you want and believing that just by working harder, you can make it happen. But that's a little bit willful. In other words, what about allowing for like larger energies to unfold in your life, just besides your own strength, your own will, your own desire to create stability in a future and success? Okay? So, in that understanding, where are you coming from? Okay, we're talking about big love, dear Aquarius. Big, big love. It might be, my feeling was now, and it was earlier, that this is almost wishful thinking. And it's almost like you're striving to manifest the energy of big love in your life. But the thing is, dear Aquarius, it's already there. Love is always, always already there. It's just that perhaps you're looking for the big love thing. Now, with the ace here, it is the energy of sacred opportunity. So it might be that, yes, you are truly manifesting or opening, or like, you know how you do that, you manifest the opportunity. You're not saying, bring me the big love now. You're saying, bring the opportunity for big love to happen. And this might be something that you are literally trying to work at or conjure up. But you can't just like force it. That's the issue here. That's the challenge. The thing is, it's already there. It already exists, and it's right under your nose. It is very, very big and real. And the thing is, do you recognize it? Do you truly understand what it is in its magnificence? And are you actually aware that the energy is already out there and it has already been offered to you? And this could have been on your plate for a significant amount of time. It's just that if you're pre-programmed to thinking that you have to work for it to get it, and that you have to go out and get it, then you're almost creating a situation of impossibility, because it's already there, and it's much more to do with just accepting it. Okay? That might be hard for some people to understand, okay? Especially for an Aquarius, because you like to understand things through the mind, through the intellect. And when it comes to matters of the heart, it can be very, very deeply puzzling for you. Dear Aquarius, that's a well-known profile description for Aquarius, okay? But never fear. Doesn't matter. Love is love, and you deserve big love just like anybody else, okay? You might have a very cool, detached demeanor. That's typical Aquarius. And it can make it hard for relationships and love to flourish, because it's almost like you can scare people off. Like, oh, this person, not only are they not interested in intimacy, they're scared shitless of it. And even though they intellectually say, I want big love, I deserve big love, I want to be happy in love, the reality is that they might be just unaware of how the dynamics actually work. So what's happening in the present? Okay, big love with big, let's say the big man. I'm just kidding around. Sorry. It might be that there is what I feel here is a bit of a contradiction, in that it's almost like if you see yourself as a trophy spouse, mate, and that you deserve somebody of your equal stature. Like, I'm an Aquarius, and I just know I'm awesome, and I deserve big love, and I'm working really hard for it, and I understand about building the foundations for it all to happen, so I just want it to show up. I want the big thing to show up. I'm not saying, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, I'm just talking about the big energy, like the ultimate equivalent reflection of you. And so you might be thinking, well, I have to radiate this energy myself. I have to be completely supreme and completely omnipotent, the complete master of the universe, and I'll just magically make it happen as though I had the magician card right now. And that's almost like a confusion to the heaven, because heaven says, like, well, dear Aquarius, what are you trying to do? You don't have to work at it. You don't have to become this. You don't actually have to be this. Um, Maybe you want to be this. Maybe you want to like rise up into your own power and have the big love simultaneously. Is that possible? Are they two mutually exclusive energies? No. But you might be, if you're radiating this much power and a sense of dominion where it is absolute power, then you've all heard that before. Absolute power, what is it? Corrupts absolutely, or something like that. In other words, you could actually end up being your own worst enemy. And as much as you might want to be invoking love and bringing love in, inviting it, thinking you can work at it and make it happen by the sheer willpower of your own like creation, then it's like the big love might be thinking like, what are you thinking, Aquarius? What's going on? Now, this is not a love reading. This is just a general reading. It might be much more to do with bringing love into your mission, into your passion, and like combining them all, where how can I reach this level of stature and majesty and have big love and have a fulfilling job and career and all of that at the same time? Is it mutually exclusive? I don't know. So where are we heading with all of this? I don't know. I don't know, dear Aquarius. Let's find out. It is your June reading. There's a lot of tremendously strong, supportive astrological stuff going on for you. So let's see if we can take advantage of that. Okay. So where you're heading is questions about the big love, but let's break it into a couple of different perspectives here. It might be that you are wrestling with the power in love, or the love, like the power of love or the love of power, and try to understand the difference between the two, because it seems like you want both. It seems like you want to live in such a way that you are in your own power, enjoying and experiencing and having your own power, but also having like real love in life in sort of a way that makes sense, like in a career setting. In other words, is it possible to have both? And in so doing, you head forward into June with this epic energy of big decisions. It's almost like you do have the opportunities in front of you, and it involves making epic decisions, because with the Lover's card, now let's forget this is not a love reading. Let's just focus on the energy of love, okay? And it might just be that with this, from my perspective as your reader, this card is referring to the energy of love as it would be experienced in this three-dimensional world right now, with all the stuff that happens in our 3D world, including like if you're going to be totally there with the other and they're going to be totally there with you, it's I love you and you love me kind of energy. And we're making this epic choice to be together, but it's on the understanding that I get all of you and you get all of me, and that they get all of you and you get all of them. And that's all your baggage as well, okay? Everything about you, all the joys and all the sorrows, on the understanding of polarity and duality, in that making big decisions has big consequences. And in this situation, the question is whether it's all mutually exclusive. In other words, if you just go for power and you want all of that, doesn't mean you're going to be excluded from love. If you go for all this love, does it mean you're going to be excluded from tapping into your power? Is it mutually exclusive, this decision? We don't know. We're just heading into this to try and figure it out. So on the understanding here, moving forward, it feels to me that you're in a position of awareness that you've got big decisions in front of you, because you do have love in front of you. The opportunity is there. The energy of love. Well, I'm not saying it's a person, but bringing big love into your life. And you are determined to radiate this as well, be in your own power at the same time. So the question is figuring out if there are options in front of you, and I have a feeling there are options in this arena. What happens is you end up where you are blessed either way. And heaven isn't going to judge you and say, oh, you got to go this way or you got to go that way. Well, heaven is allowing you to make your own free will decisions, where you have to understand that if you make one decision, it is going to exclude the other. And if you make a decision to go with the other, then it will exclude the other. So in that way, there is an exclusion factor going on here. And so the energy of decision making becomes absolutely paramount in this reading. Like, oh my God, you're holding your destiny in your hands. Do you really, is all you're interested in just money and power? Are you interested in having love in your life? Okay, and that's a big decision because they may or may not be exclusive. You may get one or both with the other, but we're not there yet. We're heading into this, moving forward. Like this is like an oh my God reading. So how do you move forward safely and effectively? You you take a pause, you take a moment, and you look around, and you understand that you are literally holding your destiny in your hands here at the very early stages of incubation and embryonic stages of creating your future from this moment onwards. That you do have everything that you need in front of you. And the way to move forward effectively is take a moment and understand this is a card of great ambition and desire and the feeling of wanting to achieve and evolve and grow. But it's also at the very early stages yet, where you have to understand when you plant these seeds of passion and desire to grow and evolve, they will have consequences later on down the road as time evolves. And so this is the point at which we're making epic decisions, truly epic decisions that have epic outcomes. Like, is love already there and you've ignored it, or you have shunned it or thrown it away? And are you accepting the love that is on offer to you? It might not be in a way or shape or form that you ever understood or expected, but it is there. What the fuck? It happened again. Huh. Excuse me, people. I have no idea what just happened. There was a secondary freeze up. So let's just keep rolling. It unlocked itself. I think I started swearing and like playing with buttons and things, but we're going to keep rolling, okay? We're going to keep rolling. So the way to move forward and healthy in a good way is to understand that you're kind of holding your destiny in your hands here. And it is important to understand, even in this little card of the Two of Wands here, that there are consequences. Making decisions very early on in how things are going to manifest and can play out to bigger things and consequences later on, some of which you may never have been able to anticipate in advance. So you have to almost like invoke like higher forces, higher power, higher energy into your life besides your own epic willpower. In other words, there is a higher way to operate. It just might be sort of like you might not be used to operating that way. You might be very capable already. Okay. And that's a challenge. Like if people are already extremely capable, then the whole idea of surrendering to something that's even bigger can be a little bit intimidating. Like, oh, yeah, seriously? Why would I do that? Why would I put all my existence at risk? Why would I put this at risk that's already in a state of perhaps jeopardy? I need to work harder and make it happen. Whereas the energy of heaven says it's already here for you, but it's more about the question of accepting and allowing. Okay, that can be very hard for some people. And Aquarius, again, you work so much from like the intellect and the mind, and then tapping into this heart energy might feel just very strange. The whole concept that love is already right there for you. Weird. Weird. But that's your world. It's okay, Aquarius. Let's move on. Let's see what this is all attracting and bringing to you. Oh my gosh. This is not a love reading, people. Okay, so we have this here, we have this here, we have this here, okay? Um, the reality is that, dear Aquarius, you may already be invoking love. You may have already attracted the love, and it may be big love, but I'm trying to stay away from love reading here. It's just a general reading, okay? But it might be that as you move forward into this, you might have inadvertently attracted what you need already, and it's already there. It has already been clearly and openly expressed and offered to you in the most unambiguous terms. It might be overkill, it might be a little bit over the top. This is a highly romantic card, a highly romantic energy, and it might be a little bit um, out of character for you, whereas you might like to have things in a very sort of nuts and bolts, nail it down type of manner. This is energy that you might be attracting the energy of love into your world anyway, and it's right there and it's being presented to you. It has already been presented. The question is, are you ready, willing, and able to accept, and then make plans accordingly and deal with the consequences? We don't know. Let's have a look. What about the hopes and fears? The hopes and fears is that if this is a, God, I don't want to say it's not a, I don't want to say it's a love reading. If there is a lot of turbulence in matters of the heart that can affect your career, or if there's a lot of turbulence in the energy of careers, and it is making it like it's not like how you like to work, you like things to be done in an orderly way, and would like to rise into your power according to your will, so to speak, and then having to accept that there's other energies going on that are actually very, very powerful in their own right. And it indicates here, like this, I feel more like a fear card. I don't want to put a downer on the reading, but fear, it feels to me like whatever happens, I have to make a decision. And it means I'm going to be leaving one thing behind, whatever it is that doesn't work. And it feels to me, as your reader for this reading, it's like, what exactly am I going to leave behind? And because I do need to move on, I do need to evolve, but I'm scared to make these epic decisions. I really, really hope to make the right decision so I can move on to what is good and right and healthy for me and bring everything with me that is appropriate to bring with me, okay? And that's fine. And then leave a lot of this emotional turbulence behind to do with matters of the heart and energy and love and big decisions so that you can actually live it out as opposed to having to figure it out. You can actually now be in that energy field, this energy field, and enjoy it in a way that is serene and calm and appropriate for your evolution into the future. So the question is, again, I hope I can make the right decisions so that I can move on and evolve and grow. I hope I don't make the wrong decisions. I hope I make the good decisions. We don't know. There's a lot of fluidity here in the reading. There's a lot of energy imbalance here. Not imbalanced, I meant being balanced out here, okay? And it does include the energy of love. And let's not deny it. It's very, very strong here, but I don't want to call this a love reading. It's just that the love energy is impacting every other aspect of your life. Things like work, career, foundation, mission, purpose, all aspects of your own happiness and well-being. So where's it all heading? Let's have a look. Okay, celebration. Like maybe it is all working out. Maybe you are going to make the right decision and you're hoping that the right decision leads to marriage or a ceremony or a celebration that, phew, thank God I made the right decisions. I want this. I'm planning for this. It's just a question of who and when, because it seems like this energy is very, very strong and it is having an effect on every other aspect of your life. Okay, so uh, let's say it again, Aquarius. This is not a love reading. It could just be a career reading. It could be matching up your the energy of wanting to be happy in your career and your love life to the point where it's almost like, let me dumb it down a little bit, really, really simplify it. It's almost like, hi, I'm an Aquarius person. Dear God, dear heaven, dear angels, can you please help set it up for me so I get this awesome love energy in my life, and I get to be the boss of my own life and carve out my own destiny and be rewarded and happy and safe and successful, and that I'm just have enough openness to be able to receive the love that I deserve, because as cool and calm and collected as I am, I still want love and deserve love like anybody else. And I do want to move on. I do want to evolve. Okay, I really do want that. I'm just scared. I don't sure if I'm going to make the right decision, but I hope I do, and I hope it comes out to be this, because it's almost like maybe at least I'll get a chance to like get engaged, and I'm going to say engaged to my career, my love, my passion, myself, and make it happen in that kind of way. Okay, there's a lot of like wishful thinking here. There's a lot of potential opportunity, but there's also a lot of very, very important decision making that has to go on here, dear Aquarius, because you are in the energy and vortex of opportunity, and you've brought that forward with you. It's right here, it's right now in this month, and it's spilling over into the whole of the rest of your reading. And notice how I'm drawing the shape of a heart here. But this is love energy for yourself, okay? Love you first, dear Aquarius. Trust your heart. And even though this might be highly romantic energy and maybe like, that'll never happen, that's ridiculous, that's just fairy tale stuff, please allow that, you know, it's okay to have some, beautiful fairy tale elements to your love life. It doesn't all have to be about having power and houses and money and cars and careers and respect and being seen as an amazing person. No, there's more, okay? There's more, Aquarius. Don't you worry. All right, so have fun. I hope this made sense to you and you can get something out of it. Don't forget to read for your moon and rising if this was your sun reading. If not, just, sun, moon, and rising. Just do all three, okay? Just to get a broader perspective, okay? All right, Aquarius, have a super June. Bye-bye.